snapped, and so are trees in Gwinnett County at 6. One area is Peachtree Corners, about 30 minutes northeast of Atlanta. Atlanta News' first Adam Murphy has been there on the ground all day. So, Adam, what are neighbors telling you out there?
Guys, hundreds of people out here have been without power most of the day, and while they're frustrated, they're also glad to see this right here, that work is being done, and said it could have been a lot worse.
There was something powerful happening to snap the power pole down.
Jody Strayhorn and about 300 other families lost power near Jonesbridge Circle in Peachtree Corners on Friday as Hurricane Helene pushed through.
We heard a boom, and then the power went out, and hubby saw a flash down there. And then a friend sent me something from Peachtree Corners that said the top half of the power pole broke off.
The power also went out up the road at the QT on Peachtree Parkway, leaving gas pumps out of service and people struggling to get to work.
I need gas, but I need gas to get to work, and I can't get to work right now, so it's incredible.
Substantial amounts of rainfall even forced creeks to swell and roads to flood throughout Gwinnett County, like this spot at Indian Trail Road near Interstate 85.
Kids haven't gone to school. They delayed my day for work today. I don't even know if I'm gonna even make it to work. That's gonna affect my pay because I might not even get paid.
And through it all, most agree the damage is bad, but could have been much worse.
A little unnerving, but our house is standing. We're thankful. You know, there's lots to be thankful for.
And I just spoke with this power crew out here that came all the way from Maryland. They told me they've cleared the tree, they're putting the pole up, and as you can see, right at this hour, they're raising the lines. They said power should be restored to everyone in this area of Peachtree Corners sometime this evening. We're live in Peachtree Corners. Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.
Nice to have those resources from out of state. Appreciate them being here tonight. Thank you, Adam.